here with us today that hopefully will get you relaxed and get you in a mood to where you can attend the rest of the conference and have a little laughter with that. Mr. A.J. Smith, for over 30 years, has been entertaining audiences at comedy clubs, business conventions, on cruise ships in the Caribbean, and at Cajun festivals across the United States. In 2017, A.J. was honored by being inducted into the Cajun Comic Relief Hall of Fame. We are honored to have A.J. with us today. Please put your hands together for Cajun comedian Mr. A.J. Smith.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Pat. Patrick is so helpful. I appreciate it. Give him a round of applause for putting all this together. I got to give him a round of applause for putting up with me for the last few years. I had the opportunity to have to take care of some business, settle an account with my uncle, No Funky Lot, in New Orleans. I hadn't been to New Orleans before to stay like that overnight or anything, and I asked Pat where the best place to stay would be in New Orleans, and he said that I should go to the Royal Orleans. That was a nice hotel. I said, okay. I went to the Royal Orleans. I walked in, I registered, got room 242. And I said, do y'all have a restaurant here? He said, we sure do. And we serve the finest onion soup you'll find anywhere. I recommend you try it. And I said, well, thank you very much. I really don't care for onion soup, you know. So I got to my room, put my stuff in every 242, came out of the room, went to the restaurant. The maitre d' seated me and said, I'd like to recommend you try our onion soup. The finest you'll find anywhere, you ought to try it out. I said, thank you very much, but I really don't care for onion soup. The waiter brought me a menu and said, I recommend you try our onion soup. I said, thank you, but I don't care for onion soup. I got the blue plate special, man. I sat down. They put a bowl of onion soup on the table. He said, compliments of the house, the best you'll find anywhere. I said, thank you very much. I don't like onion soup. I don't want no onion soup. I went to my room, 242. During the course of the night, a lady had got the bloat and called down for an enema bag. Room 424. The desk clerk was a bit dyslexic. I got back home, I called Pat. He said, how was the hotel? I said, it was great, beautiful hotel. But I tell you, if they ask you if you want onion soup, you better take it the first time because they're going to give it to you one way or another. I enjoy traveling around Louisiana, seeing what's going on with day-to-day life. I became eligible for Social Security and registered for that. My wife told me, you better go bring your birth certificate when you go because they're going to ask you that the first thing. I said, I've been paying that all my life. They know who I am down there. She said, all right, you're going to see. And sure enough, I got there, they said, you got your birth certificate? I said, no. Look in your files, you're going to see who I am. I've been paying that all my life. You know. She said, well, we got to have some proof of that. Well, nowadays you got to prove you were born? Is that something? I said, I opened my shirt, I got them gray hairs. I said, you see them gray hairs? I am 67 years old. I said, I'm going to register for my Social Security. And she got all nervous. She signed the paperwork, gave it to me. I signed my X and I went home. My wife met me at the front door. Well, she said, they asked you your birth certificate? I said, yeah, but I didn't need that. She said, what you did? I said, I opened my shirt. I showed them gray hairs. Told them I was 67 and I was ready to get my Social Security. She said, that worked? I said, you bet it did. Well, she said, while you're at it, you should have pulled down your pants. Maybe you could have got disability too. There's one thing about this retirement. I told my wife I was going to be retired now. I said, I'll be home all day. She told me she was beginning to experience morning sickness. I said, no, not this late in life. The patter of little feet? Oh, no, she said, not that. She said, when I wake up in the morning and I think about you being home all day, it makes me sick. Another thing that catches up with you, invariably, little diseases catch up with you. I acquired a friend here a few years back. He accompanies me wherever I go. He's real friendly, likes to wave, real busy. This hand, I'm waltzing. This hand's two-stepping. If I milk a cow, on one side I get milk, the other side I get butter. I found I can pet the hair off of a dog. We have some Yorkies, they look like Mexican hairless. And on a good day, I can thread a sewing machine while it's running. But things crop up on you, you know. Like I get the sinus problem. This time of year, especially, my sinuses mess with me. Do y'all get that? Sinus headache. Sinus pain. I saw on TV a commercial for that. It said that's caused by swollen tissue. That's what I got. Swollen tissue. I saw another commercial advertising this medicine that shrinks swollen tissue. I think they call it Separation H. And it works good too. Yeah, you put one in each of your nose like that. I can breathe a lot better, but I leave skid marks when I blow my nose. My wife said I need to have a checkup, so I went to the doctor. You can tell how good your doctor is by how the description of the directions going to his office is. And I got to tell you, if the directions include you turn into the RV park, that's not a good sign. My philosophy is I live every day like it's my last day. That's how come my clothes are dirty. I'm not doing laundry on my last day. Instead of washing my clothes, I donate it to the Salvation Army. They wash it, put it on a hanger. I buy it back the next day, 50 cents. Well, I walked into the doctor's office. He's wearing the same clothes I just donated to the Salvation Army. His tongue depressor tastes like a fudge sickle. I said, look, I just having problems. I got my sinus problems. I got dizziness. I got nausea. Can you give me anything for it? So he wrote me a prescription. I went and got it filled. I looked at the prescription. It said, caution, this medication may cause nausea and dizziness. Well, I called him. I said, what kind of doctor are you anyway? I said, you give me the medicine, it's going to cause the same problems I've got. I'm taking it for. I said, can you give me any sound medical advice? Any good medical advice at all? He said, yeah, don't take a sleeping tablet and a laxative at the same time. Well, he told me I needed to lose weight. He told me I needed to take some exercise. He said I needed to do something about that smoking. He said it's either cigarettes or cancer. Psh, I gave up cancer, that'll kill you. Told me I needed to lose some weight. Well, I found this place, they call it the Fitness Resort. Have y'all ever been to one of them, fitness resort? That's like paying somebody to beat you up. I mean, they make it look good on TV. They have all these beautiful women relaxing at the sauna. On TV, they show them enjoying themselves at the sauna. And I'm looking at that thinking, baby, I'm going to the sauna. I got it, the sauna was nothing but a bunch of fat men sitting around complaining about the heat. You ever watch a naked fat man sweat? That's not pretty, no. Sitting around on vinyl couches. One went to get up, he couldn't break the suction. He picked up the couch and everything come with him like that. Shot 2 men across the room. I got out of there. Went in the front room. They told me in the front room they want me to work out with free weight. I said, free weight? What happened to all that money that I gave you when I joined this club? Free weight turns out to be barbells. Want me to raise 100 pounds over my head 10 times. Whew. By number 3, I'm about to give up. And out of nowhere, this guy said, come on, we can do it. We can do it. I'm saying, who's we? You got a frog in your pocket or something? 'Cause I'm the one doing the work there, you know. Well, about this time, this woman come out the dressing room, 350 pounds. 350 pounds. I'm talking 175 pounds on each of Reebok. 350 pounds in dance-skin leotards. I said, whoa, that's not dance-skin leotards, that's Boudin casing. Whoa. The lady got on the trampoline, it went down, it didn't come back up again. Springs was popping everywhere, flying with me. I jumped behind the cash register, barely escaped with my money. Hit the fat man, shot the car, shot the back wall like that. Now my wife has me on a home fitness program. It's called yard work. She bought me a leaf blower. Have y'all seen the leaf blowers nowadays? They're incredible. This thing blows 150 miles an hour. 150 miles an hour. I can blow the leaves in my yard into my neighbor's yard. And it's got a reverse. I can suck ducks out of the sky with this thing, man. It's got a rear battery, pluck them and everything. And it don't hurt them, it just humiliate them a little bit. Me and my cousin Lovelace, we were out at the levee one day sucking ducks like that. And this UFO landed on the levee in front of us there. And we looked, and this little green man got out, was walking the levee. My cousin said, Smith, what's that? I said, I don't know, but let's make a roux. Man, they're coming with the secrets of the universe, and he's making a roux. He's traveling a lot through Louisiana. He got him a new job, driving. Just driving. You think that'd be a simple job? Driving. He said, Smith, I got in the car. I turned on the key. He said, a good song came on. I started driving. I put a little volume on. I go a little faster. He said, I go put a little more volume, go a little faster. He said, before too long, I'm doing 95. I got the radio full blast. And I'm cruising. I hear this boom, 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 boom. And I'm thinking, I got a flat tire. Well, I look on the side, and there's a cop on a motorcycle next to me going, pull over, boom, 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 boom. Well, I pulled on the side of the road, and the cop got down, walked to the window where I was driving at, and I said, yes, sir, I can help you. He said, you sure can. So you can take this hearse and get back in the funeral procession you left back there. I drove down the road, came to a pile of brass handles and rosewood all broken up on the highway like that. Everybody looked at me like I killed the guy. I was picking up pieces. Somebody held his head up. He said, is that him? They said, no, he was taller than that. He said he was driving through some of the countryside, and he noticed this one place where he was this guy was riding this little red moped along, and I stopped and asked him directions, and he said, "How you like my moped?" I said, "It looks good. Looks nice." He said, "I got this so I can check my fence line." He said, "I ride up and down every day." He said, "My neighbor just got him a brand new sports car." And he said, he tears the roads up. And he stopped with me the other day, opened his car door, and he said, "What you think about my new car, huh?" He said, "I looked in there. Ooh, it was pretty." He said, "Is it fast?" I said, "If it's fast," man, he slammed the door on me, hit the gas, he shot gravel and dust all over me like that. He said, he's laughing at himself, looking at the rearview mirror. He said, I was coming up on him, beep, 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 passed him right up. The fellow looked down and said, "He's doing 35 miles an hour." Heck, he pushed the carburetor a little bit further, man. Passed him like he was standing still. The little fellow on that moped just hanging on. Beep, 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 beep. Passed him one more time. Now he's mad. Now he's mad. I stuck my foot in the carburetor. I was kicking it with my knee like that, trying to get it to go faster. Passed him as fast as I could. I was doing 120. And I looked up front, and there's a 90-degree turn coming up. He said, "Man, I turned off the key. I downshifted. I pulled the emergency brake, opened the door. I was dragging my foot. Anything to slow the car down." He said, "I just barely made it around that corner." He said, "I looked in my rearview mirror, and there went the guy on the moped. Jumped the fence, flew about 100 yards, landed in a haystack." The fella drove back and said, "Are you all right?" He said, "Yeah, I'm fine. Now that I got my suspenders out your car door." This is kind of where gambling got started for me. In Lake Charles, they had Players Casino, was one of the first casinos that opened. And you used to have to go on the side of the interstate. They had parking. And you could park over there and ride a bus and come over here and jump in the casinos. And the video industry took over, and parking turned into video parking. I remember one day I parked, I put a quarter in the slot, and I lost my Buick. I went back the next day, I won 2 Pintos and a Volkswagen. Yeah, this is funny because we rode, we parked, we got out of the car, went to get on a shuttle bus, and this guy came running across the parking lot, hollering, "Whose dog is that in the back of that pickup truck? Whose German Shepherd does that belong to?" And my cousin said, "That's my German Shepherd. What's wrong with you?" He said, "Well, my dog just killed your dog." "Man," he said, "what kind of dog do you have that could kill a German Shepherd?" He said, "I got a Chihuahua." Now, that's a vicious-looking animal. It reminds me of a fruit bat without wings. Kind of looks like a Chihuahua on steroids. He said, "How in the world did your Chihuahua kill my German Shepherd?" He said, "Got stuck in his throat." We went on to the casino. Man, Loveless was all over the place. In no time, he shows up right next to me. He says, "Smith, psst, Smith, they got a machine over there that's broke. He said, it pays off every time I play it." He said, "Let's go play it till they figure it out." So I said, "Okay." And we walked over. I said, "Where is it?" He said, "Shh, shh, right there. That's it." I said, "That's it?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "That's a change machine, dude." Fella came up to him in the casino there. He said, "Loveless, you still got that old car? You want to sell it?" He said, "Yeah, I'll sell it to you. You take $200 I'll take for it." He said, $200 for that old car? He said, "I'll tell you what, you take off 20%, I'll buy it." So Loveless said, "It's 20%. 20%. And he can't figure out what's 20%. So this waitress was passing by. And he said, "Babe, help me out. If I give you $200, less 20%, how much you take off? Huh, she said, everything but my earrings and high heels. But he come by that honest. He never finished third grade. He said, I was in class in third grade. This one little boy in class next to me, the teacher was writing on the blackboard like that, and he started laughing. She turned, she said, what are you laughing at? He said, teacher, when you stood up like that, he said, I could see your garter showing under your dress. She said, the thought of that. You go home for 2 weeks before you come back. And she started to write again, and another little fella started laughing. She said, what are you laughing at? He said, I seen it too. Just like him. He said, I seen it too. She said, well, you go home for 3 weeks. And she was infuriated. She was so mad. She was right. She broke the chalk. When she bent over to pick it up, Lovelace just started packing his books. She said, where do you think you're going? He said, man, what I saw, I don't think I'm coming back at all. That's a couillon, boy. I tell you what. You know, when the kids are young in Louisiana, if you're not from the state, you probably do something similar to that. At Easter time, we give our children a little Easter chicken, maybe a little duck, something like that. Lovelace, they gave him an Easter chicken. And he loved that Easter chicken. He took that chicken with him everywhere he went. But the chicken never died. And he was 17 years old, still carrying that chicken around with him. Well, one day he was standing in front of the movie theater, and he wanted to go see the show, but he knew they wouldn't let him bring that chicken in there with him. So to hide it, he kind of tucked it in his pants, you know. Went in and sat down. Well, before too long, he realized that chicken got to get some fresh air to breathe. So he just kind of unzipped and let the chicken stick his head out, get some fresh air. Mimi and Therese, two old-maid sisters, were sitting next to him like that. Mimi said, Therese, that man is exposing himself to me. Therese said, the man is sick. He's trying to get your attention. Don't pay him no mind. And she said, I got to pay him some mind. He's eating my popcorn. We ran into Malcolm Duplechan over there. Malcolm Duplechan have 2 Cadillacs, one in each eye. He had 3 Cadillac operations in the last 2 years, didn't do it no good. His wife says still sees everything his way. Well, Duplechan, blind as a bat, can't see nothing. At the bar bragging about being a paratrooper. I said, Duplechan, how you can be a paratrooper? You can't see nothing. Oh, he said, you don't have to see nothing. He said, all you do, you sit in the co-pilot seat like that, and when it's time to go, the pilot tap you on top of the head, man, you go. You count to 10, pull the ripcord, the parachute open, and bring you to the ground. When you get close to the ground, you land. I said, yeah, but you're blind. How do you know when you get close to the ground? Oh, he said, when I feel some slack in my dog's leash. Oh, Duplechan, he had gone with his wife at his neighbor's house to eat one night, and after they ate, the men got on one side of the room, the ladies got the other side of the room, and they were visiting. And Duplechan told his buddy, he said, man, I took my wife out to this restaurant last night. It was beautiful. The food was wonderful. They had so much, you couldn't eat it all. And he said, so well prepared, you had to eat as much as you could. He said, well, that sounds like some place I'd like to bring my wife. He said, what's the name of that restaurant? Duplechan, thinking about it. Man, I can't think of what you call that. What is the name of that? And he said, tell me. He said, look, what's that red flower you give to your sweetheart on Valentine's Day? He said, a rose? Yeah, that's it, rose. He said, Rose, what's that name of that restaurant we went to last night? Can't remember nothing. Can't remember a thing. The doctor told him, he said, you're getting at that age where you're beginning to get forgetful. He said, what you need to do, he said, is write down notes as you find out stuff, write it down. And then read your notes regular, and you see if you can keep up with all of that. So he said, I did that. He said, I'd write everything down. One night we were watching TV, and I got up to go to the kitchen, and my wife said, where are you going? I said, I'm getting me some ice cream. She said, good, get me some ice cream too. He said, all right. She said, you better write it down. Well, he said, I don't need to write that down. I'm going to get some ice cream, but I'll get you some too. She said, fine, because I want some whipped cream on that. Okay, she said, whipped cream, I got it. She said, you better write it down. He said, I don't need to write that down. I can remember that. It's just ice cream and whipped cream. That's nothingness. She said, okay, because I want a cherry on top. She said, you better write it down. He said, are you crazy woman? She said, I don't need to do that. He comes in the kitchen, and after a while he comes out. He's got a plate. He's got 2 eggs and some toast. She said, see, I told you should have wrote it down. You forgot my bacon. He was kind of a rough cat. He'd come home maybe 3:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And one morning he came in, his wife was waiting for him. He walked through the front door and she gave that. He said, what are you doing? She said, I want to smell your breath. So you can't smell my breath, the alcohol covered up. She was mad. She said, where you been out all night long like that? You never bring me nowhere. He said, babe, I was in this bar tonight. The most beautiful bar you ever seen. Got some high green arch doors to go inside there. And inside there, they got some carpet so thick on the floor, you sink to your ankles when you walk on that. And the bar covered in black velvet, the most beautiful bar I ever saw. And inside the bar, you're not going to believe this, but they got a gold commode. She said, a gold commode. I know you're lying now. She said, well, he said, why you don't call that place and find out? Well, she got on the phone. Hey, out front your place, you got some high green arch doors to go in there? She said, yes, ma'am, we got that. She said, you got some carpet on the floor so thick that you sink to your ankles when you walk on that? He said, yes, ma'am, that's the truth. She said, tell me about your bar. Oh, he said, lady, covered in black velvet, that's the most beautiful bar you're ever going to see. Yeah, she said, well, tell me one more thing. Say, inside your bar there, y'all got a gold commode? He said, a gold commode? Wait a minute, lady. He said, hey, Bear, I think I found out who used the bathroom in your saxophone, man. Uh-huh. She all right for you, big boy. Tomorrow I'm going where you go. I'm going to see what you do. And he went in the bar, he ordered a shot of whiskey, and there she come right next to him. Give me a shot of whiskey, me too. Well, the bartender put 2 little glasses, poured them. She said, now, what do I do with that? Oh, honey, he said, you just take that little drink, and you just throw it back. You drink it all in one shot. Just throw it down and swallow that. So she did. She swallowed it, and she fell out. Cough, sputter, fell on the floor, having a fit. He said, you see, and every night you think I'm out having a good time. Malcolm Duplessis, I know, was blind, though. In fact, he served in World War II. And when he was in World War II, after it was over, he was coming back to the United States, but he was having to go through France at the time. And there was a train that they rode through France. And when he got on board, there was only, all the seats were taken except one. There was a dog sitting in the seat. And he walked over to the lady that owned the dog and said, would you mind putting your dog down so I could sit down? She said, no, you filthy American swine. She said, you are not fit to ride sitting down. My dog Fifi will ride sitting down, and you will ride standing up. He said, oh, ma'am, he said, it's been a long war. It's been hard and tough. I'm tired. I just want to get home. If you don't mind, please move the dog. She said, no, if I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. You will ride standing up. My dog Fifi will ride sitting down. And with that, he grabbed the dog and threw it out the window. Frenchman sitting next to him, just shaking his head. He said, what? He said, you Americans. He said, I'll never get over you. First, you drive on the wrong side of the road. Then you eat with the wrong hand. And now, you've thrown the wrong bitch out the window. Malcolm Duplichan was happy that he had survived. He had made it. And he wanted to look good to come home. So he decided to get him a new suit. And he went to the tailor to ask for a suit. And he said, how much you looking to spend? And he said, about $5. Oh, he said, my friend, there's not much of a suit I can get you for $5. But he said, I had one that's been on the rack a while. Maybe that'll work for you. So he went and he put it on, and the first thing he noticed, the lapel is standing straight up. He said, look at that. Look at that. What's wrong with that coat? The lapel is standing up like that. The man said, look, you just have to fold it over and put your chin and hold it like that. He said, but look at the sleeves. He said, the sleeves are too short. They don't cover my hands. He said, look, you're doing it wrong. Let me fix this up right here. We're going to get right back. I have to make a lavalier. You know what a lavalier is, huh? That's somebody in Hawaii looking over the volcano, looking at the lava. He's giving it a lavalier. Marie had gone at the pharmacy one time. She asked the pharmacist, said, does that Viagra really work? He said, yes, ma'am, it does. She said, well, tell me something. Can you get it over the counter? He said, I can if I take 2. There, I think that'll work, huh? Y'all can hear okay? Good. So he said, look, the sleeves don't even come to my hands. What's wrong with this thing? He said, you're doing it wrong. Look, he said, pull your hands up. And get your handful in each hand. Well, he said, look, I guess that's all right, huh? He said, yeah, you look fine. See, he's walking down the street, and he's seen some friends. He said, hey. And they said, Duplichan, that's you? Yeah, he said, that's me. Back from the war. Got me a new suit. What you think? He said, that's a new suit? He said, yeah. He said, well, the pants don't even cover your socks. They was hot like that. He went back to the tailor. He said, look at that. Look at that. He said, what's wrong with them pants? They don't even cover my socks. He said, you're doing it wrong. Bend your legs a little bit like that. There you go. Fit good now. Walking down the street, he seen some more friends. Hey. And they said, Duplichan, that's you? He said, yeah, that's me. Back from the war. I got a new suit. What you think? He said, that's a new suit? He said, yeah. He said, look, the crotch is hanging down to your knees, man. He went back at the tailor. He said, look at all of that. Look at all that material. What am I going to do with that? He said, look, just grab a handful and hold him up. Mimi and Therese, 2 old maid sisters, are coming down the road. Mimi said, isn't that Malcolm Duplichan over there? Yeah, poor thing. Look at that. Back from the war. You say, you think he got like that in the war? She said, I don't know, but doesn't that little suit fit him nice? He once told me that there are some things that you can't explain. And I said, what you mean, Duplichat, like UFOs? No, he said, real things you can't explain. He said, the other day I was milking my cow in the barn. It had been raining. She was all wet, kept slapping me in the face with her tail. I got to thinking about it. I thought if I could pull my belt, I could tie it around her tail. Then I could tie my belt to the rafter. It would keep her from slapping me in the face. So I did that. I pulled my belt, tied it around her tail, got on my milk stool. When I went to stand up to tie it around the rafter, my wife came in the front door. And let me tell you, there's some things you can't explain. But friends, I had a good time. I hope you enjoy yourselves at the rest of the convention. I had a good time. My name is A.J. Smith, and I hope to see y'all again soon. Thank you, Pat. Thank you.
All right, let's give him another hand, please. We're going to start out with our appreciation awards to our state and federal agencies. Without them, we could not do the programs that we do, and which assist you out in your utilities. The first one is the Department of Health, Office of Public Health. We have an appreciation award, and accepting today is Miss Amanda Laughlin, Chief Engineer. Give her a hand, please. Down, over there. Next one is from the USDA, United States Department of Agriculture's Rural Development. And accepting today is Community Programs Director Jared Hicks. From the Louisiana Municipal Association, accepting the award today is Executive Director Mr. John Gallagher. And Nikki Samaro, Events Director, is here today somewhere. Thank you, Nikki. When you, once you get your award, if you don't mind moving over to this blue curtain over there, and we're going to take some other pictures. From USDA's Farm Services, accepting today is Mr. Randy Fontenot and Irvin Norwood. From the Department of Environmental Quality, accepting today is geologist John Jennings. Right, every year we let's thank our state and federal agencies, please, for allowing us to help you out. Normally, LRWA presents two $2,000 scholarships each year, one in the north and one in the southern part of the state. However, this year we had a tie with the southern applicants, so 3 will be issued this year. These awards are presented to students to help defray the cost of attending an accredited institution of higher learning approval by the Louisiana Rural Water Association. The money is paid upon proof of enrollment directly to the student over a 2-year period at $500 per semester. Eligibility requirements include being a resident of Louisiana and residing on a water or wastewater utility that is a member of LRWA. The first recipient is Cora Jane Burnett. She is a graduate of Oberlin High School in the town of Oberlin and one of 2 recipients of the 2018 W.J. Fournette Scholarship for the southern part of Louisiana. Corey graduated with a 3.2 GPA and plans to attend Sewella Technical Community College to obtain a degree in graphic design. Is she here today? Let's give her a hand anyway. We'll get the award to her. The next recipient is Irene. Oh, there she is. I was getting ready to take it with me. The next recipient is Irene Leday. She's also a 2018 graduate of Oberlin High School. Irene graduated with a 3.4 GPA and plans to attend Grambling State University to obtain a degree in elementary education. She received numerous awards and held several leadership positions. Thank you and congratulations to you. Our next recipient is Chase Griffin Eccles. Is a graduate of Shudront High School and resides on the Culbertson Water System. He is a recipient of the 2018 scholarship for the northern part of Louisiana. Chase graduated with a 3.97 GPA and plans to attend a Louisiana Tech University majoring in agri-science education. Please come up, Chase. Is Chase here? Okay, we'll get it to him. Okay, next we'll start with the awards. First off, we want to congratulate everyone, even if you're a nominee. Every person or system nominated for the award deserves it. And we urge you, mayors, board members, to start nominating more of your employees for the awards. As the winner is announced, we ask that you begin making your way up here. Most of you hopefully are up here, so we don't have to wait for you to walk in from the back. On the bottom of your award, we have a press release underneath there if you want to get it to your local newspaper. All right, here we go. Water System of the Year for the North part of Louisiana. The nominees are Columbia Heights Water District, Buckeye Water District number 50, Darbone Water System, Town of Plain Dealing, and the Village of Chatham. This year's recipient is the Buckeye Water District number 50. Buckeye Water District began in 1971 with 750 meters. In 2017, they added 75 new services and had a monthly average of 3,850 active meters. To say they are a growing system is somewhat of an understatement. They continue to make a significant infrastructure improvements throughout the system in order to deliver a good, safe, and dependable water supply to their customers. Congratulations to Buckeye, and several members are here to accept. Let's give them a hand.
Thank you, Patrick. We're going to get started now with the Water Operations Specialist of the Year Award for North Louisiana. We have several nominees. The nominees this year are Andy Freeman, Alberta Water System Incorporated, Mr. Nathan Wilson, Darbone Water System Incorporated, Mr. Patrick Taylor, DeSoto Parish Waterworks District Number 1, Mr. Anthony Harper, Fort Polk South, Mr. John Lazion, Gardner Community Water Association Incorporated, Mr. Steve Smith, the Town of Plain Dealing, Mr. Jacob Aber, the Town of Pollock, and Mr. Lance Darcy, the Town of Rayville. The winner of this year's 2018 Operations Specialist of the Year North is Mr. John Lazion, Gardner Community Water Association. John has worked for the Gardner Community Water System for 25 years, certified level 3 in water production, treatment, and distribution, and is a very dedicated employee with a tremendous work ethic. He is on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, takes it personally when there's a problem with the system and does whatever it takes to correct, and therefore has spent nights at the water well, the well yards, and during severe weather. He will work weekends and does not take vacations and rarely has ever called in sick, does all without complaining. John goes above and beyond the normal duties of his job requirements. Congratulations, John.
All right, next is our source water protection system of the year. Our nominees are City of Winfield, Ebarb Waterworks District, and Sabine Parish Waterworks District Number 1. This year's winner is the Sabine Parish Waterworks District 1. Sabine Parish Water District completed all elements of the state drinking water protection program, including all elements of a working source water protection program. The manager and employees were very active in hosting and participating in the Drinking Water Protection Committee meetings. Sabine Number 1 also utilized their website to promote the viewing of liquid assets on their website. Congratulations and thank you for making strides to protect our most precious natural resource. Accepting today is President Walter Maines. All right, Rusty.
Rural Water Energy Conservation Award for North Louisiana. Our nominees are the City of West Monroe Sparta Reuse Facility, the Somerville Rosefield Water System, the Town of Homer, the Town of Sarepta, and the Whitehall Water System Incorporated. The award this year goes to the Town of Sarepta. The Town of Sarepta Wastewater System is a well-deserving nominee for this award. It is not known exactly what year the aged sewer collection system was put in, but great efforts have been made to reduce the rainwater infiltration. The utility staff has taken smoke surveys, sewer videos, camera surveys conducted by Rural Water, page by page, and made repairs and upgrades to the sewer lines, manholes, both independently and throughout with hiring of contractors. Congratulations to Town of Sarepta. Accepting the award is Mayor Peggy Atkins. Okay, our next award is the Water System of the Year for South Louisiana. The nominees are the Calcasieu Parish Waterworks District Number 12 of Ward 3, Jefferson Davis Waterworks District Number 4, the Town of Kentwood, Ward 2 Water District, and Waterworks District Number 2 of Beauregard Parish. The Water System of the Year South winner this year is Jefferson Davis Waterworks District Number 4. Jefferson Davis Waterworks District Number 4 began selling water in 1987 and has grown to 500 customers to over 1,200 customers. The system's compiled of $1.5 million project in 2010, revamping the entire system, and in April they changed over to a 3-pump VFD booster system. The board members of Jeff Davis Water District Number 4 have been very proactive in backing their team of operators, allowing them in advance quality of the water to the point of winning the best tasting water in Louisiana in 2013, 2014, and 2015, and to represent Louisiana in the Great American Water Taste Test in Washington, D.C. Congratulations, Jeff Davis Water District Number 4. Accepting the awards are board members Anthony Como, Blaine Boudreau, along with manager Tony Saunier.
All right, Water Operations Specialist of the Year for South Louisiana. The nominees are Donnie Marshall, City of Slidell, David Trahan, Jeff Davis Water and Sewer Commission Number 1, Dave Darden, St. Mary Parish Water and Sewer Commission Number 4, William David Sellers, Town of Kentwood, and Jeremy Joffron Waterworks District Number 2, Parish of Beauregard. This year's winner is Davy Darden, St. Mary Parish Water and Sewer Commission. Davy has a dedicated and loyal employee since 1992. He goes over and above his required duties to assure that the customers are provided with the best quality water that can be produced from a surface water treatment plant, which requires a very intense treatment regimen. Davy has made many sacrifices in his position and as a model operator. Congratulations again.
Office Person of the Year for North Louisiana. The nominees are Mr. David Ritchie, Buckeye Water District Number 50 Incorporated, Miss Shirley Beals, Town of Delhi, I see now why you give me this one, Patrick. Miss Kim Desendorf, Town of Pollock, Miss Lakeisha Lloyd, Town of Rayville, and Miss Glenda Gimbalow, Town of Woodworth. The Office Person of the Year North, this year the recipient is Miss Glenda Gimbalow, Town of Woodworth. Glenda began working for the Town of Woodworth in 2015 and has worked for the town of Oberlin prior to that. Upon beginning in Woodworth, she had to learn a totally new billing system as well as other software programs and meet the changes and challenges ahead. She's accepted and achieved great success within the organization and has streamlined the reporting system, making it easier for the utility workers to do their jobs. Glenda has also achieved her level 2 operator in water production, treatment, and distribution, and is preparing to test in the wastewater testing this Friday. Congratulations, Glenda.
Wastewater System of the Year for North Louisiana. Nominees are Caddo Parish Sewer District Number 7, Columbia Heights Sewers District Number 1, Town of Plain Dealing, and Town of Pollock. This year's winner is the Town of Plain Dealing. Accepting today is Mayor David Smith. The sewer plant was built in 1974 and completely rehabbed in 1974 and rehabbed in 2004. Since then, with the help of grants, the electrical clarifiers and chlorine chambers have been redone and some lines replaced. More recently, the aeration system has been rehabbed using town funds. The employees take great pride in the work to keep their plant in good working order. Congratulations.
Wastewater Operations Specialist of the Year Award for North Louisiana. Our nominees are Mr. Jimmy Adams, House of Rayford, Mr. Bob Seipel, Town of Sarepta, Mr. John Genova, Town of Pollock, and Miss Randy Wade, the Town of Pollock. Our winner this year is Mr. Bob Seipel, Town of Sarepta. Mr. Bob retired from the Air Force and is the sewer supervisor for Sarepta. He's certified in wastewater treatment and collection and keeps the sewer system up to code. Because Sarepta is such a small town, they do not have a maintenance crew, so Mr. Bob maintains the town tractor, among many other things outside the sewer plant, such as filling potholes, fixing computer problems, and collecting the mail, dealing with customers with a level head, and setting up for the recording of the monthly meetings, just to name a few. Mayor Atkins states that she does not know how she would ever make it without Mr. Bob if she had to replace him. Congratulations, Bob, on a job well done.
Private System of the Year for the North Louisiana. Our nominees are House of Rayford and the Resolve System. And this year's recipient is the Resolve System Incorporated. Accepting today is President Steve Ernst. Resolve System was formed in 1980 with only 200 customers and 2 employees. They have since grown to over 2,000 customers and 7 employees, 4 of which are certified. Resolve Systems work constantly to stay in compliance with rules and regulations and are always looking to expand to provide additional parish residents and safe, affordable water. Congratulations again. Here you go, Rusty. You might announce that first.
Okay. All righty. Rural Water Energy Conservation Award for South Louisiana. Nominees include the East Side Water System Incorporated and the town of Pearl River. The award goes to the town of Pearl River, and accepting the award for the town of Pearl River is Mayor David McQueen. Not today. Got a fill in there. In 1985, Pearl River began the process of building a sewer treatment plant, and in 1987, the residents tied into the system. Septic tanks were eliminated, ensuring the wastewater would be properly treated and making the river safer and the town cleaner. However, over time, problems arise in sewer lines causing points of inflow and infiltration. In an effort to reduce this problem, Pearl River has used the services of Louisiana Rural Water and has had to make several smoke tests over the years. They get the right repairs done, saving the town's sewer treatment plant from having to treat anything other than what it's designed for, thus saving the town money and energy. Congratulations.
I hope he doesn't mind this, but I almost thought that was Willie Nelson. Wastewater System of the Year for South Louisiana. Nominees are Town of Doosan and the Town of Leonville. This year's recipient is the Town of Leonville. Accepting the award today is Mayor Joel Lonclo, Town Manager Bobby Degatere, and Alvin Mallett, wastewater supervisor. The town of Leon's new sewer plant began receiving sewer in 2001. In 2015, it was determined that the system had 111% infiltration issues. The town applied and was awarded a grant for $298,000 and got their system rehabilitated. Since then, they have installed a SCADA system on 3 lift stations, 2,100 linear feet of 3-inch force main, 5,000 linear feet of 4-inch water force main were rehabbed. 1 lift station was converted from a single phase to a 3-phase, and larger pumps were installed. So congratulations, guys.
Wastewater Operations Specialist of the Year Award for South Louisiana. Our nominees this year are Mr. Mike Judice, City of Rain; Miss Barbara Bean, Town of Springfield; Mr. Richard Mesh, the Village of Maurice. And congratulations to 2018 Wastewater Operations Specialist of the Year. This year is Miss Barbara Bean, Town of Springfield. Barbara is Springfield's only field employee. She holds level 2 in both wastewater treatment and collection. In addition to handling all aspects of the sewer system, she also is the grass cutter for the town and does anything and everything else that they may need to be done, and she's asked to. Before she starts her work for the town every morning and after she leaves for the day, you can find her directing school traffic. You will not find a more hard-working woman than Miss Barbara Bean. Congratulations, Barbara.
The Office Person of the Year for the South Louisiana nominees are Cindy Berg, City of Walker; Mary Bridges Norman, Monroe Water System; Dolores Quibido, Town of Warnerville; Paula Rose, Waterworks District Number 2, Parish of Beauregard; and Stacy Johnson, Village of Hesmer. This year's winner is Miss Paula Rose from Waterworks District Number 2, Beauregard. Paula began with Beauregard Number 2 in 2006 as a clerk. She is now the office manager and secretary of the board. She handles all financial aspects of the system, including but not limited to billing, budgeting, purchasing, and research for forces. In 2015, the system maintenance supervisor abruptly resigned, and they were left in a bind. Finding a replacement fell on Paula's shoulders, and she decided that the time had come for her to become certified. And here you go. She is the recipient of this year's award. So thanks again, Paula. Congratulations.
Okay. Our next award is to our 2018 Louisiana Rural Water Taste Test winner. Yesterday morning, for those of y'all that wasn't here, we had our annual taste test conducted right here on this stage, the finals, and then we had 17 contestants turned in samples of their system water. We narrowed it down to 3, and then a panel of 3 judges narrowed it down to 1 to represent Louisiana in the National Rural Water Taste Test at the National Rural Water Rally in February in Washington, D.C. The winner this year was the city of Ponchatoula. Do we have anybody here from the city of Ponchatoula to accept the award? Anybody from the city of Ponchatoula? Okay. All righty. Pat Crutter says bring strawberries when you come to get your award. We'll taste them. A whole flat. All righty. We're going to move on to our next award. Our next award is the Prosper Toops. Prosper Toops. He's no kin to Mr. Malcolm that we talked about a while ago. Prosper Toops. Prosper was a trainer for many years in the water and the wastewater field, trained many of us older fellows that got our license 30 and 35 years ago. And this award here is named for Prosper Toops, who has been truly dedicated and loyal, innovative public servant for all of his life, and has devoted his entire life, both professionally and personally, to the public and voluntary efforts. He spent many years training operators and on the Certification State Exam Committee. The recipient of the 2018 Prosper Toops Trainer Award this year is Dr. Dixie Griffin. Dr. Griffin was born and raised in Virginia on the banks of the Chesapeake Bay. He received 3 degrees, including a PhD from Virginia Tech in 1979. He was a civil engineer professor at Louisiana Tech from 1984 to 2016. He has been an instructor for Louisiana Rural Water for the last 17 years. Dixie began his retirement and is moving to South Carolina here in the next couple weeks. He sometimes tells us at the beginning of the course, I don't know which is harder, teaching these courses or taking the exam. It requires a great deal of desire and discipline to sit in a classroom for 32 hours, which shows how dedicated and intense the operators are. There are a few things more satisfying to Dr. Griffin than when a participant, perhaps a 50 or 60-year-old man or woman who may have not been in a classroom setting since he was in high school, comes up to him after the class and says they finally understand something they've wondered about for years, or that now they see how they can actually use math to really help them for their job. Dr. Griffin's been an asset to Louisiana Rural Water Certification Training Program. Thank you, Doc, and best of luck.
He is retired too, isn't he?
Yes, sir.
You said that? I
Yes,
didn't
sir.
hear. Okay.
Done moved to South Carolina.
Yeah. All right, our next award is the what we call the H.M. Skeeter Vickers Award. Skeeter was one of the founders and fathers of LRWA and was the association's first president and served on the board from 1978 to 1986. In 1988, Skeeter was hired as a circuit rider, a position he held until his first retirement. In 1999, which didn't last very long, he returned to work for us in December of that year to serve in several different positions through the years, and made his third and final retirement with us in 2008. Skeeter is remembered by many and greatly missed by all who had the privilege of knowing him. He was a character. Skeeter passed away a couple of years ago, but he will always be remembered and be in our hearts. This award, named after Skeeter, is the association's most prestigious award. It was established to recognize those who have demonstrated outstanding dedication to Louisiana's water and wastewater industry, much of Skeeter did. The 2018 nominees are Joseph Cliff Fontenot, City of Bill Platte; John Ryder, East Columbia Sewer Water District Number 1; and Gary Boone, Colleen Ruber-Wise, Water District Number 11. This year's recipient of the H.M. Skeeter Vickers Award is John Ryder and Gary Boone. John became the operator for East Columbia Sewer District Number 1 20 years ago and previously served on the East Columbia Water District Board for 15 years. He is currently serving on the board for the East Columbia Volunteer Fire District, where he has served for over 10 years. Gary Boone began his career with Colleen Ruber-Wise in 1988, and at that time held no certifications. He now holds level 4 certification in water production, treatment, and distribution. We congratulate both of these guys. Thank you so much. Let's give them a hand, please. I'd like to take the privilege here to thank all the exhibitors. First off, before I do that, let's give all the nominees and the award winners a hand. I want to thank the exhibitors, and we were very fortunate to have their invaluable experience and their time to come and show their equipment and wares here at our conference. We would like to take this opportunity to express our appreciation to all for their participation in this year's conference. Thank you, and hopefully you will be with us again next year. I have a few staff awards I would like to get up here. The first one is Ted Barnes. Mr. Ted Barnes had 5 years of service with us, and Ted began his career with LRWA in 2012 as an energy program technician and is still serving in that capacity today. He's a dedicated employee who has excelled in conducting the surveys and smoke tests requested by the water and sewer systems in the area he serves. I want to thank you, Ted, for your hard work and your continued support. Congratulations. You can't go overseas with that, but you might be able to do something with it. Next is Miss Susan Robbins. Susan's been with us for 10 years. Susan started with LRWA as an energy technician in 2007. Since that time, she has also served as a water circuit rider and then again as an energy tech. Susan is currently LRWA's only source water protection specialist and does an outstanding job of covering the entire state, assisting water systems to increase public awareness with regards to protecting our drinking water sources and developing local water protection programs. Congratulations, Susan, for being with us. The next one here goes to actually Mr. Rusty Reeves. Rusty has been here with us for 20 years. When Rusty started with us in 1997, during his almost 20 years with us, he has had to wear many hats, and I mean many of them. He started out with LRWA as a Louisiana Compliance Initiative Technician, served as Circuit Rider, Energy Technician, Capacity Development Technician, and is currently LRWA Specialist and Deputy Director. He plans and conducts many of the LRWA's monthly training sessions, including management training and all of the 32-hour certification courses throughout the state. Rusty also assists in the emergency response training conducted throughout the United States, along with me and several other of our staff. He also plays a major role in planning and preparing for this conference, among many, many other things. It goes without saying that Rusty has been a major asset to the association. So Rusty, I thank you so much for being my backup. Congratulations. Next is a young lady that's been with us for a long time, and that's Angela Hargrave. Angela actually makes her 30th years today. So Patricia actually had to hire and train Angela before she left for maternity leave in May of 1988, just after Angela graduated from college. Angela has had to wear many hats as well here at LRWA during her 30 years of service. I throw a lot of things at her, such as administrative assistant, assistant office manager, IT person for office and staff computers, meeting planner, publications manager, just to name a few. I know the office would not run as smoothly as it does without the dedication that Angela puts into LRWA. We'd also like to wish Angela a happy birthday as she celebrates a significant milestone next Monday. And since it is not polite to ask her how old she is, she will be turning 50. I'm sorry. So Angela, on behalf of the board of directors and the staff, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. And these do not give it away at all.
Let's get in here.
Get in here.
All right, good deal. Thank you.
Congratulations, Angela. Thank you for everything.
Patricia,
Yes, sir.
Ken, I want to say something. Patrick bragged on me a bunch a while ago. For 20 years, he has let me do my job. He talked about the hats I wore. Sometimes I wore one backwards because that's what it required. But for 20 years, he's let me do my job. I'm not going to say him and I always agreed on a lot of things, but we agreed on the outcome of what was better for the water systems and the wastewater system of the state. But also behind that, I want to thank him for allowing us all to be there. Because I remember when Mr. Willis Fournette brought him by there in a red Chevrolet pickup truck and said, "This is going to be your energy tech." Probably about 1990 or 91, Patrick.
Yeah, 99.
He's been an asset to the association, and he's the one that lets us do our job. He's the one that lets us put this together. He's the one that I go to with these harebrained ideas of scanning people in and out and tells me right off the back, I don't think that's going to work. But then I work with all the people he named on his staff to make it work, and our board stands behind us and supports us. I want to give our executive director and our board of directors a round of applause for supporting us in everything that we do to make this happen. Thank you, boss.
I appreciate it very much. I can't say anything else, so thank you.
And thank you, Mindy.
All right, we have to get back to class, but before we do that, I've got some money to give away. You didn't give that to me before I went to the casino last night, did you? All right, here we go. We are giving away six $50 bills here.
Off your ticket stub.
Off your ticket stubs. So pull them out. And the first one is number 4662. 4662. Got to look at your ticket. I'm not giving you very much time because I have to go to the next one. 4662. Do we have a winner? All right, here we go. If I don't hear you and you come up, I'm giving you a dollar bill. Next one is 4502. 4502. $50 bill. Get your card ticket out in front of you. 4502. All right, I'm going to the next one.
I'm sure they know.
4910. Bingo. Here you go, Rusty. All right, the next one is 4760. 4760. $50. Do we have one? All right, here we go, Rusty. Here's another one. Susan, come over here. Yeah. All right, the next one is 4831. All right.
Going better now.
Oh, that's, who's that, Grody? Is this the other one? Next one is 4781. 4781. Ken Terry.
4831.
Don't pull it till I ask you for it. We don't want to get lost here, and I might have to start paying out of my pocket. You got it right there.
4781. 4781. 4831. Right here. Right here.
All right, you can let him have it. Don't trust him anyway. I mean, congratulations. I'm sorry. All right, the next one is 4691. 4691. 4691. All right, we're going to pull another one. Four 4834. 4834. Here you go.
Here, sis.
Here you go. All right, the last one. Before I turn you loose, thank you so much for attending this award ceremony. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the food. I think everything went great. Oh, and the thing we've been saying all week, scan in, scan out. Scan out of here, okay? Next one is 4596. 4596.
Hang on.
Hang on, don't leave yet, because we might still have 4596.
Oh, they got one. Sal.
All right, have a good class.